Welcome to another video of the Yapping Oracle, where a place that you don't sit here and watch the video, but you listen while you're driving, while you're gaming, etc. Right? So, this is what I'm gonna talk about. Of like, don't as you reading the title, a little bit of what I really want to talk about ICE agents. Um, I no, I would say this: I'm not here to support ICE agents. I'm not here to glorify what they're doing is right or wrong. I'm here to state my opinions and what's going on, and to really just like not really play devil advocate. Well, it's kind of is playing devil advocate because I'm more of a guy that like to see both sides, and there are definitely two sides because there's people that like what they're doing, and there's people that don't like what they're doing. And I'm here to bring some of the information out, and it is your job to based off the information that you're hearing, it's your job to think if to add on or to take off your likes or dislikes or whatever. We just here to have an open mind and to have some better understandings. So okay, so my opinions on ice, just the simple way of saying this, is more bad than good, a lot more bad than good. So we could just start off of the why there's it's ice in the U.S. United States. Well, if you haven't done your research, it's more of after 9/11, they created ICE for Homeland Security, and it's basically there for illegal immigrants to keep the country safe. That's basically the whole reason of it. But obviously recently there's been a lot of backlash. There was always some issues going on, but now recently there's been a lot of backlash. Now let's talk about recent. My issues with this recently is that there's been a lot of media push for what ICE been doing, like the recent shooting of a young woman or lady in Minneapolis, I believe, someplace like that, and that's been the media. The media have been pushing that hard. I'm a strong believer of like the media is going to show you what they want to show you. The media is going to push an agenda. The media is controlling the people, right? And there's a lot of hive minds out there. There's a lot of people out there that don't do their research or do biased research out there. And the media wants you to be that person. The media wants you to be that source. Even after the whole thing about the media is wrong and the whole Elon Musk stuff and like that, people will still watch CNN or just straight up watch the Fox News and take them for granted and see all the bad stuff that they're showing you, and your whole mindset is like, damn, these people are crazy. I had a conversation with my friends today, and they was made a little joke saying, so yeah, I heard he said to one of my friends, we gonna call him Jake, and they was like, yo, Jake, you gonna be an ICE agent, right? And I'm sitting there like, and then, they started laughing, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, hey, maybe Jake can make a good ICE agent, because I know who Jake is. Jake is a cool guy, and he would, he's more responsible with what his job is now, and in his life, he's a responsible person. So I'm like, I know who Jake is. Whatever Jake does, I'm gonna believe that he's gonna do right by it, and whatever decisions he make, I'm gonna believe that he's making it for the greater good, right? So I'm saying, if Jake becomes an ICE agent, I'm sure that he'll go excel at it and do what he needs to do or he believes in, and I believe that Jake's beliefs is cool because I know him, right? Now that became like a little bit of issue because a lot of people believe that being an ICE agent or associating with ICE in general makes you a bad person. I believe no. Just like how there's good apples or bad apples, just like how there's good cops or bad cops, there are black people out there right now that believes all cops are crooked, all cops are bad. I got pulled over a couple times in my life, and trust me, I wasn't on the other end of the gun, and I haven't really met a bad cop yet. People that I know never really met a bad cop yet, but it does exist out there, and it does happen. There's shootings that happen, and based off and let me just do this, since 2003, there has been 9,000 plus police shootings and only 35 of them has been considered unjustified because they lost in court. Now, unjustified lawfully, that could be a whole different video, because lawfully doesn't mean it's fair, because you could just have it all depends on the judge and jury, right? If you're just a person that just had a bad day and you really didn't even do the crime, and the jury sees you and you're like a black, let's just be let's just do not racist, but let's just be racial here and just say you're a black dude, you have scruffy hair, you're wearing like crazy, not like crazy clothes, but like baggy clothes, and your jury and judge is just like, oh, your judge mainly just a white guy, upstander, was born and raised in, I don't know, the Midwest, and he had this perception of how people act, how black people act, and he moved to the city to do his career job of being a judge, and he sees you, and all you did was rob a store to get your daughter some Pampers, and you learned that you was wrong. He's gonna, and to him, he's like, another one's robbing the store, another one's back at it again. I can't believe it. But if you get let's say, this is just all for hypotheticals, if you get a black judge and he from the city, he understands what you're going through because he was there. He could have made those decisions before, but decided to make different plans. Not everybody's the same. He's gonna understand you more and probably not even like put it too much harsh of a judgment on you. Probably gonna give you like, I don't know, some type of ticket or some type of payment you have to make. And that is like, you could do like whatever you got to do. Like it's probably a probation. It's not going to be jail for 30 days unless say you had a job and your job sucks. Now you can't. Now you lose your job because you're in jail for 30 days. A lot can happen, right? So that just off of that's just the different perceptions of people what they have. So like I said, there's good cops and bad cops. I believe out there's ICE agents that's good ICE agents and bad ICE agents. Since 2003, here's my real issue. Since 2003, there's been 59 shootings by ICE since 2003, and my issue is that back then, since the Obama days, and since 2005, it's 2004, there's really haven't been much coverage. There's been like some coverage, but compared to like what's happening now, or which is what I mean by the media pushing, and like I believe the media likes to push an agenda, is making it sound worse. Now, does that mean that what's happening right now is less bad and because it is being pushed more? No. It gives me a dislike taste to where I feel like I'm being pushed information because they want me to hear it, And mind you, a lot of people fall for this because now there's a lot of people out there arguing about it when they didn't know shit about it, and they didn't it's acting like it's the first time that's happened. This need to stop, bro. This is bro. This stuff been happening since 2003. There's been a bunch of cases that's happened since January 2026, right? September 7th, and even since September 12th of January 2025, this started being pushed heavily. But I mean heavily. And yes, they're like, this is like, and for that reason, I don't like being swayed or something that's being pushed. It just reminds me of like how the on the news, on a brief period of time, there was a lot of they made it seem like the airplanes on the sky was just like terrible. Like it been crashes every day. Mind you, the percentage never went up. It's the same percentage for a long time. But people started to get scared of taking flights. So that made the prices shoot up and taking flights. And it made me generally scared to take flights because I'm seeing on the news every day a plane is crashing and people are dying. But they decided to push that out now. And mind you, the same planes are crashing right now, but they're not showing people. So you think people are going to think, oh, it must be good to find a plane. It must be good to go on a plane now. I'm not seeing it anymore. It must be safe. In reality, nothing really ever changed. And my point I'm making for this is that if you're a person out there and you're seeing this information now, do your own research because This been happening a bunch of times already, bunch of times already. And but now this is being pushed out a lot, and you got to ask your reason why it's being pushed out. You gotta do your research on why, and like research on what is the main corporate or why it's being pushed out, and why the certain words that these news agencies are saying. Why they say certain things to make you like their whole goal is to make money and profit and to get more people watching. But they literally would say things that are completely absurd for a reason. Like they don't tell you the real reason. They'll make it more worse than what it is. It could be something that's bad and it's a wrong, it's a no, but they will make it more worse sounding to make it bad. It's like, damn, I hate that. I hate that what's going on. Then they'll make it in a way to make it like, what the fuck? This is even worse. I hate this whole shit. Like it adds an extra layer for it, which is probably common media practice. So it could be make it a more interesting story. Now, for one of the examples, and there's probably not a lot of examples out there. I can't give you 100 examples, but for one of the examples, recently they left a kid. They said a ICE agent abducted the kid that was 5. I think he was 5 years old or something, some age. He was like a kid from a parent. And mind you, that all the news said. Now, the real story that came out, and I know there's people out there be like, shut up, they're all evil. I understand that you may be you may have family, or you may be illegal, or you believe in that people should be giving a chance out there that's come to America for opportunity. And yes, I believe that America is opportunity and people that are doing the right thing. That's like how Obama did it. He did it in a way of just only going after people with criminal records. Yes, I believe that they should be giving a chance. But at the same time, if I wouldn't be upset, or Chinese people wouldn't be upset at me if I go to China and live in China for 14 years and started a business selling freaking burgers in China, and China was like, okay, and they look at my and I just get identified in China randomly. Now we gotta be like an ICE situation, and they find out I'm illegal and I get kicked out. It's like honestly, and I believe this so 100% of my heart. There's different situations for everybody. There's hundreds of different situations for everybody. But I believe this at the end of my heart. When does it become your fault for not even trying to become a citizen after all those years? Right? Right? When does it become your fault? Now I feel bad for the people that from according to the news agency, when Biden was bringing people from Mexico to America and giving them housing and money and stuff like that, and this happens, and he wasn't even here for that time. He literally got brought in for free, right? And they didn't even get their citizenship yet, right? Because they probably would have got it if he won, but he lost. So they just here now. Now they getting kicked out. Like, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that's really fucked up. Because now they just got bait and switching, right? They just got baited and switched. That's crazy. But now, if you was a person with a business, you're a great grandfather, you had kids here, and you got to be mindful for the fact that people was coming here having kids of purpose and abusing that, right? So you got to be mindful for that fact as well. Now, does that someone with those facts, what I just said, does that make it everything that's better? No, but you also got to be mindful of those stuff or that what's happening, right? So, imagine people been doing that, right? And I imagine coming here, getting this whole opportunity, given a bunch of money, and now you had to get kicked out. A lot of people like one of my people that used to work on the house I live in right now. He was illegal. He used to work. He was a great guy doing great work. Not too expensive, not too cheap, and he was cool. But he left back to where he's from because he didn't want to deal with it. Now, can everybody afford that? No. So, what I'm saying is, when does it become your fault? If you're a guy that been here for 14 years, starting your own Chinese business, or for like, say Hispanic, starting your own Hispanic, selling great food, by the way, there's a bunch of stores that sell great food, and you've been here for 14, 15 years, and you're a grandfather, or your kids just had a kid, and you've been taking care of them, and you never attempted to get your green card or never attempted to become a citizen, like, I'm sorry, like your time just came, bro. Like I feel like that's just when you just got to shake it up. Like damn, bro. Like it was too good. I haven't really thought about it, but you, honestly, I'm in a country that I'm not even legal supposed to be in according to the law, because lawfully you're illegal. Like on the news, like to say undocumented, but in reality you're just illegal because I could be undocumented. I don't go. What if I go outside without my ID and no passport? I'm considered an undocumented person. You know what I mean? But that's like I feel like they're just sugarcoating. If I feel like when that in those situations for those people, I feel like they're just their fault. And I'm not saying that's the majority, but I just that those situations are out there, and those people that know those people really got to think about that you had this whole opportunity to do something, and you didn't do it. Um, that's really what gets to me. Sometimes, not really gets to me, but that's really one of the like one things that you really got to think about. Also, a lot of things about the illegal searches. Oh wait, let me go back to what I was saying. So the 5-year old, right? The 5-year old, he got left, right? The 5-year old really his dad they tried to pull over his dad. His dad ran out the car and left the 5-year old behind because he was illegal. They took the 5-year old. All the news said was, boom, they kidnapped, they like took a 5-year old from the father. No, the father ran out the car. He ran away and left the 5-year old alone because they just pulled him over. Mind you, and they took the 5-year old back to the mom house. The mom is legal. They took the 5-year old back to the mom house, and the mom wouldn't even answer the door for her own son. They wouldn't let her. They wouldn't let her own son in. Peace and mind, these people are scared for the reason that they believe in. That they are scared for those reasons. And mind you, bro, I don't give a fudge, bro. It could be a friggin' I don't know, friggin' a ghost holding my kid, knocking on my door, a demon holding my kid, knocking on my door, saying that they did to return the kid, and I actually see my son, bro. I might get my reinforcements. I might get my sword and shield. I might upgrade my skill points. But I'm gonna open that door and get my son. And that's just like an over exaggerated statement to say. But when it's just like you see ICE agents at the door saying they got your son and here to return him. And you don't open the door because you're scared and they got your son, bro. That's what the news don't report. They won't say that. They won't say that. You know what I'm saying? They would just say ICE agents abduct 5-year-old. And he got people thinking, oh, they about to deport a 5-year-old? Oh my goodness. But mind you, there's rage baiters and gaslighters that know the information out there and still will spread false information because they don't like people, they don't like them in the first place. You could do all the right things and you trip on a rock and that rock will fall on, I don't know, in somebody friggin' cup of water and it spills. They're gonna tell you that you kicked the rock and broke somebody's glass. Bro, what? That's over exaggerating. And then people that already hate him don't want to do their own research because they want to believe that's the truth because they don't like him. But when they start doing their researching, when something good comes out of it, when obviously nothing good will come out of probably a bunch of these situations, or they're not going to tell you on the news like ICE agent turned in a serious gang member and deported him and did a good job. They're not going to report that. First of all, that don't get no clicks. And mind you, and if that get reported, people are going to start doing research to find out how it's wrong or what they messed up on. Which just negativity thrives in these situations, or when negativity thrives on the internet alone, right? So, yeah, that's really what gets to me. The whole what the media is promoting it now for whatever agenda they after, right? And mind you, people, and this has been happening since 2003. This shootings and unlawfully shit with ICE been happening since 2003. all these deportations have been deportations in the wrong way, shootings in the wrong way been happening. Not talking about just ICE in general deporting people, but in an unlawfully way of doing it wrong been happening for a long time. And since, as we could go back since September 2005, it's been just been dragged out by the media to push a narrative or a point, and it just sucks, bro. It just really just sucks. And I'm not here to back ICE saying that, oh, they should get more credit. But now, if some young kid out there that loves doing police work and that believes that you got to get bad people out this country sign up for ICE, they might lose all their friends and relationships or whatever because of what they believe or what they're doing is right, and others believe that if you join ICE, you're just a terrible person based on what's being told to them. You know, like, bro, like you got to understand the good apples and the bad apples, man. You got to understand that, and I'm sure, like I said with my friend Jake, the situation I was saying earlier, I'm sure there's people like Jake. There's people like Jake that would do the job responsibly, doing it the right way. But obviously, for the media spreads negativity and pushes what they want to tell you. They're gonna show you the wrongful. If the media switches up right now today, showing ICE agents moving to the abandoned building and caught freaking fentanyl being smuggled by the Mexican gang called 126 that's new in the area. People are going to be like, oh, okay, and they just promote those stuff like that. And when the shootings and the bad wrongfully things does happen, people going to bypass the wrong and only worry about it's all a narrative to what they want to put in your head, bro. It's all a narrative. But if you do your own research, you realize this stuff's been happening, but now it's being pushed. Well, and now does that being pushed is wrong, or should this information not be told? It should be told. But I don't like the fact of it being told because they want it to be told, you know? Like if it was something like this dire, they should have been talking about it from the beginning. But obviously it wasn't, for whatever agenda that they have. Moral of what I'm talking about today: if you're out there and you want to serve your country in any way, shape, or form, you have a belief that joining ICE, and they are giving you $50K to join, I won't think you're a bad person, but there's a lot of people that will think you're a bad person, and what you're doing is evil. If you have your beliefs of what you're doing, you think is right, and you're one of those good people, and there is corruption in every system. Every place you work, this always will be corruption. I don't care how squeaky clean. There's corruption at freaking McDonald's, bro. There's corruption everywhere, bro. This you just got to see it. I won't think you're a bad person, and I think you should still go for what you want to do in life. Like I said before in the beginning of this video, I'm not picking a side of what's good or not. I'm more like, me personally, I'm more on the bad side than good of what's happening recently or what's happening in general. But I don't think you're a bad person for doing what you're doing. If you're a person that supports it, I can understand why you support it, and I can understand why people don't support it. Now, it's up to you to open your mind and have a conversation to yourself or somebody around you, or even leave a comment of what you think, and not just be closed-minded about it. Two wrongs don't make a right. The end goal of something should stop. Do we need ICE in the country? Do we need the deportation of bad people or bad or criminals in this country? I believe so. It's just the way can it change, and the way how to do it can change. I believe so. Is there reasons why they're doing it a certain way? And I believe there's reasons why they're doing it a certain way. Does that make the reason justified? It's all depends on opinions, right? Justify or not justify. Justification is all opinionated. My main goal is that don't hate people because of what they have opinion on something. You know, Now you can hate people that go hard on that opinion, like the extreme left or the extreme right, because that's crazy. But don't like be able to have a conversation with people like that. You know, you can agree to disagree, uh, but don't get in your feelings too much. This is just a video, just me stating my opinions. Opinions, I can't talk. So yeah, if you're new to this, leave a subscribe, comment, like. This video won't probably get no views, but the title is kind of funny, right? So yeah, peace.